With us finally entering the Halloween months, it's time to get a little bit spooky. And that's why today's Throwback Thursday texture pack review video is on the Pumpkin Halloween texture pack by Giggle Block Studios. Coming in at 830 mine tokens, this texture pack takes up 2 megabytes of size. But is it the right kind of scary? Or is it a texture pack we need to run away from? And so the GUI for the Pumpkin Halloween texture pack is a bit of a mixed bag, because while there is a change, we do get some Halloween inspired colors with the orange menus, the orange setting buttons, the orange buttons in the main menu and the pause screen, and an orange creative/inventory screen as well. There is also kind of like, it's a very minimalistic feel. So the Minecraft splash screen on the homepage is still the vanilla Minecraft splash screen, and it is simply just a retexturing of the colors. It's a bright orange, giving that Halloween style feel, also giving a kind of orangeade style feel as well. But I have to appreciate the effort that is done to do so when we've seen other texture packs that don't even bother to do that. So it is very much a take it as you can, really. Like, I'm not going to sing the praises for it, but at least there is something there to help with the immersion. I would rather a little bit more detail, but I'll take what I can get here. Before we jump into the passive mob section, let me remind you that you can find the final review score for today's texture pack over in my texture pack review database at dasmanblogs.blogspot.com. You can compare texture pack scores and see how I've rated everything. You can also find the waiting list for future Throwback Thursday content on my website at dasmanblogs.blogspot.com. Link in the description below. If you'd like to suggest content for today's series, then leave a comment with the name of the texture pack you would like me to review, but remember, it must be in the Minecraft marketplace. Now, when you load into a brand new world with the Pumpkin Halloween texture pack, the first thing that really jumps out at me, well, first of all, is the colors. We've got some reds, we've got some oranges, we've got some darkness, and some really low, vibrant, very spooky or eerie kind of color sets going on here. But also, the other thing that really jumps out at me is how old this pack feels, which is kind of crazy because this texture pack was released in October 2023 and was last updated in September 2024. Now, that is quite a long time ago, and it does mean that there's no Spring to Life update at least, and there definitely isn't any Copper Age update. So what that will mean is a lot of the mobs are going to be defaulted back because it's pre-variation. So as you can see, the cow here is pure vanilla cow. The pig here is pure vanilla pig as well, which will break immersion, unfortunately, and is another sign that texture packs, when they're outdated, needs to be reduced, because 830 mine tokens for this is an absolute joke. I don't know how Minecraft can get away with it. We're talking 2, 3, maybe even 4 updates behind at this point. We've got chickens here, which are vanilla as well. And I do sometimes feel like I'm just beating my head against a wall on this. But we do have some stuff that is up to date. So we're going to carry on anyway. It was requested to have a look at this pack, and it's my pleasure to. So, looking at the water, for instance, it's a standard Minecraft blue. No real change on that. And then there is kind of an eerie animation. It feels a bit like tree bark on there. It's not like super cool. It's not super crazy. It's not even super clear, to be fair. But I can see it there, and it does give off a slight unease. We've got the grass here, like you can see with the red short grass. We've also got just standard grass blocks. The sand is a disgusting sand. I'm sorry, it's very blurry. It's not nice at all. It really feels like an outdated pack. We've also got grass here as well, mixed in with the darker dirt underneath, which is quite nice. I do like that. I think that's very good and on brand. And if we come around here, we can see as well how that links up with just a standard dirt block. So heavy pixelization, heavy blur, absolutely no chance of us pretending that there isn't really. But the red is a nice touch. There is some green and other flowery stuff going on over here. And if we pop up and get dangerously close to a village, we can see there's some other green, long, tall sunflowers here as well. So there is some nice mixes of colors. We get the greens on the trees, and then we get the sheep. So if we look at the sheep, for instance, I'm not really sure what they've gone for here. It looks like he's tried to make one of those elongated faces with the mouth wide open, which again kind of showing its age. It's not even that old, but it feels a lot older than it is. And if we pop a few of these guys out here, let's see what we can get. So we do get different color wool on the sheep, which is good. If we shear it, okay, so the wool texture goes a completely different texture. We get more heavy pixelization. This is not an art style that I'm fond of. And then if we shave a colored sheep as well, it does keep the color underneath. So at least that's got some consistency. If we fly up over here, because I want to see about this red grass. Is it biome specific? I did worry that we might be in an acacia biome, but it doesn't look like it. Over here as well, I'm getting some heavy motion like blur as we're running through and flying through. We've got stone here as well, which just feels like cobblestone already. It is not an easy pack to look at. I'm saying this from the outset. This is just a very difficult pack for your eyes, in my opinion. It's a very difficult pack for my eyes. We can see the birch on here as well with the tree. The birch trees, for instance, the leaves looking dead. If we pop over here as well, so we do get more green grass coming in here, as this seems to be touching upon a cherry blossom biome. We get the greener grass down here as well. And then looking around, you get greens, you get browns, you get more darker colors there. The colors are very nice. I want to just put that one out there. I think the colors are really good. They're very on brand, but I don't like the quality at all. And I don't like how outdated the pack is. Say that as early as possible. Now, if we have a look, we're going to see the horses and just spawn a few of these guys in. Get off the back of him. Okay, so they all seem to be wearing some form of mask. Okay, I mean, at least they've made the horse their own. At least it's on brand, I guess. That's cool. Skeletons. So we do have that kind of eggshell white here. It's not a pure platinum white. It's just a bit more of a discolored white. And again, getting those... They look like hoods, actually. Like a mask or a hood over it. Like a masked executioner, even. Fair enough. And then if we get the zombie horse as well, soon to have a purpose. And then yeah, again, they've just kind of added the face mask onto it. Nothing too amazing on the models or anything else really there. So what are we seeing here? Some good coloring, some very heavy blur, some very, very questionable art choices, and then a very outdated pack. Let's go and find a village now, and let's see what a villager looks like. And for all of you Lush Cave biome fans out there, let's have a look at a Lush Caves biome in this texture pack by flying through a dark cave and trying to give you as much of an impression of a Lush Cave as possible. And so we're going to approach a village now, and apologies, I just realized that I had the volume muted in that last section, but there was no real sounds going on that were very interesting, to be honest. So just bear that in mind, that there was no sound in that last section. If we get down here, what are we seeing here to begin with? Well, path blocks are red, so that red kind of, or even brownie theme is continuing in this texture pack here at the village. And then we've got villagers themselves. I have to say, they're just vanilla. Very little effort has actually gone into these guys here. We have got diversity, but other than that, I'm genuinely not seeing too much at all here. It's very much a shame. Not really anything going on there. And people are expected to pay for this. Just remember that. We can see the art designs on the blocks here. That really weird, blurry design. I really hope you guys can see it as I'm flying around, but it is heavily blurry. Very difficult to look at. We've got some hay bales out here that isn't even really particularly eerie to look at. And in a Halloween pack, this kind of dirtier design works quite well because it adds that eeriness and spookiness to the world that you're kind of hoping for. As we've got another village off in the distance there as well. And then if we have a look, oh wow, okay. We've got an iron golem here who's really being let down by the fact he's got a nose. That nose definitely doesn't belong on this texture. If they could get rid of that nose, I would like this iron golem, but that nose is really breaking it for me. I'm here for it though. I think it's quite nice with the carved pumpkin, but that nose just needs to go. It's not a good nose at all. But okay, so yeah, I mean, again, just minimal effort really in terms of villagers. And I want to say broken, but I also don't want to say broken for the Iron Golem. If that's a creative choice, I'm very much unsure of it. Let's set it to nighttime now, and let's have a look at hostile mobs. And so we'll just take this opportunity to have a look at the sun. Not really much there to write home about, unfortunately. And then if we set the time to nighttime, we can take the opportunity to watch it set and have a look at the moon. And the moon looking a bit more like a cookie, but at least there's some detail in that moon. There really wasn't anything to write home about in regards to the sun. We're going to drink the night vision potion, although before we do, it does feel a bit darker, especially like over landmass because of how dark the ground is, which really helps. But other than that, not really much going on. The moon seems to get a bit brighter as it gets a bit higher. No real things to talk about in terms of fog or anything, so we'll just wipe this off. Here we go. We'll go to the night vision potion. And now remember as well, this is your arachnophobia warning. There will be a spider at least in this section, so just be prepared. We're going to jump down to the bottom and have a look here. So I'm expecting some good models for a Halloween pack here. And I don't know why I bothered, because half of this zombie's face is gone. Like, that's a flat nose, and it looks like it's supposed to be something there. Okay, do we have any variation? No, no variation at all here. I just want to have a look at the pack description again for my own thing. Spooky, scary decorations, carve your way through mobs, and terrifying tools is what it says. Right, well, the zombie's not much to write home about. Let's go and have a look at the skeleton. It's even less to write home about here. Consistent color on the bone for the skeleton to the skeleton horse, but that is about it. These are less terrifying and more annoying, is probably the best way to put that. Is there... Okay, we've got a skeleton here as well who seems to have a carved pumpkin. You know what? It doesn't even look like a carved pumpkin. He's just got a pumpkin for a head. This is literally the lowest effort of Halloween I think you could possibly do. I'm not surprised, judging by who it's by. I never have a good track record with these, with this studio, this developer. I have seen in the past, though, that they have mentioned a few of their packs are getting updated, like Film Noir, for instance. So a few of the better packs are being updated, but there are a ton of stinkers, it has to be said. Do we have a creeper around here just to finish this off? Doesn't even look like anything's really spawning in regards to a creeper. Maybe it's just really difficult to see. What's going on here? So, oh no, he's wearing armor. Okay. Ah, here we go. A creeper. Okay, so a creeper at least gets a carved pumpkin for a head. I can't say I'm there for it. It looks like a green matchstick. It's very basic. Very basic. Between the basicness of the mobs and the outdatedness of the pack, I can't recommend this at all, I'm afraid. Let's head out to the ocean now and let's see what an ocean monument looks like. Alright then, so we are above an ocean monument. It's still nighttime. I've still got the night vision potion on, and immediately I'm quite intrigued by this ocean monument, just by the way the blocks are looking. Let's get underground and see what we're dealing with here. So we've got some funky generation in regards to it being sunken below certain elements, but I actually really like this. Now, obviously, there's pixelization in here. That doesn't go away. There's a element of blur which doesn't go away, but I really like the prismarine bricks. I think the prismarine bricks is doing really, really well. The prismarine itself is basically just a retexture of a cobblestone texture, but it is going green, so it's got that color scale. We've got a guardian here, which actually doesn't look terrible. Some nice colors going on here. It's not too difficult to make out what we're looking at. I like this. That's quite nice. I like the little bubble effect behind him as well. We've got a drowned, looking like an executioner with a pumpkin on his head. Everything kind of looking like an executioner, really, along with a trident as well. Just double check, do we have variation? No, no variation there. Fair enough. If we come around here, we've got dark prismarine. Doesn't really look like it's been touched. I like the sea lantern as well, though. I think the sea lantern looks quite nice. This is a relatively strong section here. And then if we keep looking under here, The Elder Guardian pretty much looking the same as a smaller Guardian, except he's got an orange color underneath as opposed to the more pale white of a smaller one. But yeah, this feels like a stronger section. Let me just have a look over here. Yeah, so the smaller one has orange thorns and white colorings. This one has blue thorns and orange colorings. I don't hate that though. I suppose I don't like the prismarine texture itself. And the drown texture could probably be a bit hit or miss. But this is a lot more promising, a lot stronger than any other section that we've seen so far. Let's head underground and let's go and see a trial chamber now. And then in the trial chamber, so one thing immediately that jumps out, while there is pixelization and while there is motion blur, this isn't the ugliest section to look at in terms of how your eyes process it. It's a lot easier to make out some of the blocks. The tough blocks are a darker shade going on here, not quite black, not grey either, somewhere just in between. I like the lamps as well. They haven't just stuck with vanilla lamps. They look very steely and metallic. They look kind of nice. The copper has the pixelization in here, but it's not terrible. I've seen worse in other texture packs, and I've even seen worse textures in here so far, so I'm actually quite impressed with that. And then over here we've got things like a dispenser that has a carved pumpkin face. We've got the weathered or oxidized, sorry, copper here as well, and you've got the grating, but it doesn't look terrible. Like, it's not all merging into one, it's not all mushy, it's not all blurry, it's not all difficult to process. So that's at least a bonus considering where we was earlier. And if we have a look at the breeze, I like that too. A retexturing of the breeze. We've got that orange color which works in this section with the copper, and we've got the carved pumpkin as a head as well. This is on brand and on theme. I have to admit, before the Ocean Monument, I was very much leaning towards one of the lowest scores I could possibly give a texture pack. These last two sections have slowly crawled back a few points. I'm not here to say this is a great texture pack so far, but it's definitely not rock bottom at this point. Let's head to the Nether. Not the Nether. Let's head to the Armoury. One day I'll remember my own format. Let's head to the Armoury and let's see what everything looks like. Alright, so we are in the Armoury now, and we're going to go and just fly over some of the stuff here, and what we're going to see is a lot of very difficult to make out textures. Now, I have updated the Armoury to include a lot more new things, but as you can see, this texture pack isn't going to cover them because it's so old. So we do have the new copper lanterns, the new copper chains in here. We've even got the new copper torch here too, but they're not included, I'm afraid. It's just not how it is. We've got pumpkins, carved pumpkins as smoke particle effects on here. Not a big fan of that, but it is, I guess, on brand. And as we carry on through here as well, just going to see a lot of really dirty, really gritty, really difficult to make out textures. There's a nice touch with some carved pumpkin faces on the shulkers here. If we pull back, we can see how the ores and the precious blocks and stuff look, but it's not the clearest because the item frames all have a carved pumpkin face as well. This pack has seen a detail like the carved pumpkin faces and has decided it wants it in everything. If we come over here, you can see I've even laid out the 4 different copper golem statues in each of their poses, so we can see those in future packs. We can see the different stages of copper and all of the blocks here, and we can see the copper chests in their different decomposing or weathering states as well. So we're really prepared for future updates. We have got the glass on here again with that same carved pumpkin face. So I hope you guys really like a carved pumpkin face. It's just very difficult to make out, very difficult to see, and even harder to see through and do what glass do. We've got the bundles here, which don't look like they've really been updated. We've got the colored stuff like the carpets, beds, and wool blocks and candles. And as we just pop through here, it is a jumble, a mess of pixelization. Although I'm seeing faces carved in, I'm seeing ghosts carved in, I'm seeing bats, I'm seeing eyes. There's some carved pumpkin design in here. There's another one there. Don't even know what this is supposed to be. Almost looks like an error block. You've got like a mossy colored green, more faces, more eyes. They're hard to look at, but they are on brand. So take for that whatever you want to take for that, I guess. You've got the iron doors and the rest of the copper doors here. Should I move these copper doors over there? Probably not. This feels like a door section. And then as we pull back, we can see the trees. Now, the trees very much embody that dark and gloomy feel of a horror / Halloween texture pack. The blocks themselves are very blurry, very hard to make out what's going on, very difficult to just process. But the trees, I think the trees look really nice. They're on brand, they're on theme. That is terrible though. Those birch blocks down there, I'm sorry. It's just not nice to look at. This is not a builder's dream. This is somebody who, you know, if you want to go and beat Minecraft in like a Halloween textured world, then go for it. But don't try to live in this world or your eyes will not thank you for it. As we just keep on going through here, you can see we've got the mangrove tree. I really like the dark and gloominess of the cherry blossom tree. I think that's quite nice. The pale oak here as well. Is that even updated? It's been so long since I've last seen an old one. I don't think it is. No, it's not. That's not. That is a vanilla pale oak tree. And then we've got bamboo on here as well with that dirtiness to it, adding to the gloominess, which works in this pack. We've got the crimson tree, and then we've got the warped one here as well, really turning up that dark, gloomy, and dirtiness to the blocks. And then down here, we've got the concrete, powder, and concrete, which, honestly, I don't even see too much of a difference between these. They look kind of like terracotta, maybe not. I'm trying to think of what they look like. I've seen this design in some tree designs before, in fact. And then as we come through here, we've got terracotta and glazed terracotta. I really dislike the glazed terracotta design. I think they're very bad. Not glazed, the standard terracotta, sorry. I really don't like the standard. The glazed isn't that much better, but the standard is dreadful, in my opinion. This is not a pretty pack at all. And then we've got the honey and the honeycomb, and the bone and the slime. And the bone looks consistent with the skeleton and skeleton horse. The coral and dead coral here. Again, my eyes are struggling. Same along here for the dirt, the moss, the grass, the mud, all of that kind of stuff. It's just not easy to see. And I know me moving around's probably not helping to show you all of the different designs, but nobody plays Minecraft in one spot. So you have to factor this all in. Blackstone on here as well. That's not blackstone, is it? Hang on a second. No, that's tough. My apologies. Let's keep that in my inventory. But that's tough. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was expecting tough to be grey. I forgot about what it looked like in the trial chamber. No, I like the colour. I don't like how it looks. Or do I? No, as a singular block, I don't like how it looks. I liked it better in the trial chamber. It felt stronger in the trial chamber. Here, it just feels like a blur. Here's the deep slate, right? Yeah, this is the deep slate on here. This is a good colour. Very similar to tough, though. Almost copy and paste, it feels. We've got the end stone and the purple blocks on here. The purple blocks kind of looking like the colours being drained from it as we look at it. The soul sand, soul soil, red nether bricks, standard nether bricks on here as well come back to that pixelized blurry form. Then we've got quartz and resin on here. Not a fan of this one. This smooth quartz at the back is even worse. Not a fan at all. We'll carry on through here, and we've got, is this prismarine? Yes, it is. We've got the prismarine families on this. Okay, dark prismarine actually doesn't look as dark as it looked underwater. Interesting. It's weird how that works, isn't it? Is it like a mental effect? I'm not sure. Then we've got the granite, andesite, and diorite. This is not good to look at. Not good to look at all. I'm sorry. Sand and red sand. No way. I mean, we can see enough of the sandstone at the bottom. It's not nice. It's not nice at all. This is supposed to be brick, if you'll believe it. It looks kind of like the trash blocks from that friendly fishing add-on. No, thank you. Then we've got Gilded Blackstone and the rest of Blackstone. Again, very similar to Deep Slate, very similar to Tough. Slight changes. You could probably build well with all three. And then we've got the stone bricks and mossy stone bricks into the cobblestone or stone slabs and smooth stone, and then cobblestone and mossy cobblestone makes up the rest of the blocks. Into the mushroom. I just can't get past how bad it all looks. The flowers are kind of alright, like they kind of feel a bit vanilla-y, but the blocks are dreadful. The Happy Ghast is not updated. We've got a red endermite. We've got turtles. This is for the Wandering Trader. Again, not much going on there. About as much effort into these guys as there is in villagers. The creaking is vanilla. The copper golem there for future texture packs is vanilla. The allay has a pumpkin on his head with very little detail. The slime is red, so I'm there for that. Okay. The sniffer is dark and gloomy. The camel is dirty. The strider feels like, again, that carved pumpkin design. If you wasn't bored of it yet, you should be getting there now. Then we've got the different armors. I've put copper armor in here as well for future ones. It looks copy. It's not quite copy and paste. It looks copy and paste. It looks very minimal, but it's not quite copy and paste here. Not sure what's going on with this guy's bracelets, but fair dues. And then the turtle helmet. And then over here, we've got the animal armors. And again, copper has been added. And then for the armors with the trims. Man, if you told me there was no trims there, I'd believe you. Yeah, pretty much non-existent on that front. Down here then, we'll look at the hose. So we've got copy and paste hose, copy and paste shovels. The one difference is the copper one because it's not been textured. Copy and paste swords, copy and paste axes, copy and paste pickaxes. You can see the paintings as well, going for that kind of Halloween/horror feel. And then over here, you can see the rest of the weapons. And I've got the, what are they called? The shelves. I've got the shelves ready for a future update as well. Or a future texture pack. Just not really much going on here. I mean, even the elytra, fine, it's got a two-tone color, but it's blurry. There's that carved pumpkin block if you wasn't ready for it. We'll put it on as well and see how that looks. I have to say, though, I'm just very much not impressed here. That's how visibility looks. It's not the easiest thing to see, but at least it has it. And then we'll put that back on there. Hit that up. Then we've got the Nether portal unactivated. We've got the Nether portal. We've got the end portal. I do this every time. We've got the end portal unactivated and the end portal activated with that orange void. It's inoffensive. I don't like it, but at least something's there, I guess. The Nether portal, obsidian in red. That carved pumpkin face with an animation as well. And then we've got the conduit. So, a lot to get our head around with this armory. I feel like the armory could be its own little video, in fairness. But I was starting to feel it a bit more as we were looking at the trial chamber, as we was looking at the ocean monument. Any progress I feel like I made in those two sections, I've gone back at least 2 steps, looking at all of it again put together. It's not an easy to use pack. Let's head to the Nether now. Hey, did you know this channel isn't all there is? I also have a second channel called Dazman Reacts, where I react to other Minecraft content, trailers, pack combinations, creator interviews, and even the Minecraft Marketplace weekly update. I also have the Dazman Plays channel, where I play other non-Minecraft games of all age ranges. I have a Dazman Football channel and a Dazman Wrestling channel for those games and topics as well, and I also have a very small TikTok account at Dazman TikTok. And finally, I have my website, the Dazman Blogs website at dazmanblogs.blogspot.com, where I'm building a texture pack database, an actions and stuff compatibility list, written texture pack summaries, a very loose podcast, and even more. So support me in various places by liking, commenting, subscribing, following, and visiting in as many places as possible. And then into the Nether we go. So as you could see, no splash screen there, unfortunately. And let's have a look around. So we don't have milk. Oh, sorry, we don't have the night vision potion on. I drank the milk, sorry. So looking at this, this is how it looks in the Nether as standard. Now the fog feels very heavy on us here. I'm going to close my curtain actually because the light on the screen's making that difficult to see. But okay, looking around, it's a very dark red fog. I like that for this kind of a pack. That's very eerie. It's very nice. Into here, we've got the zombified piglin, which looks like the skin has been taken over by a pumpkin, but he keeps the pig elements. Again, if you guys really like to carve pumpkin, then here we go. I mean, it is called Pumpkin Halloween, right? So we do have to remember that. We do have to remember that. I can be accused of forgetting that sometimes. This is still called Pumpkin Halloween. So what do you expect? It is going to have pumpkins in there. I can't mark it down as much as I would really like to. It's one thing to have pumpkins. I would have liked to have seen more variation on the faces that are being used. And maybe they are there, but they're just minimal. I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel like they are. If we go into here and go into survival, we can see what the attack animation is. Okay, so a bit of dark, like a bit of red in there, a bit of dark red added. Do it again. Thank you very much. Okay, I mean, not just made to be transparent. Fair enough, I can appreciate that. If we head over here, we can see, so we've got the dark red of the lava carrying on that color, and then you've got the magma blocks as well, which seem to be very close in color and animated. So I like that. That feels on brand. It feels close to it. The textures, again, are not easy to look at. I'm not saying I like the textures. I'm not saying that they're magically clean or anything. It's a very unpolished pack, but at least it's on brand and on theme. Over here, though, we're into a Nylium forest, for lack of a better term. I never know what the biome's called. A Nylium, a warped Nylium biome, shall we say. We got that purple background in the back there. Tons of Endermen that we're going to see in the end, so we don't need to worry about them now. And then as things pop in, that visibility very low. I appreciate that, you know. I think that's quite nice. If we come over here, we can also see we've got, is this basalt? It is. Basalt with the netherrack. The netherrack feeling very much similar to prismarine here. Okay. We get that grey darkness, or that grey shadow, that grey fog, if I can find the right word. And then just pop around here as well to see a bit more. Over here we've got standard piglins with their kind of pumpkin-y skin. Okay, fair enough. And then if we fly around up here back into that redness of it, it does feel eerie in here. I have to say, it does feel eerie. It does feel like it's kind of horror-y. Maybe not scary per se, but horror-y at least, which fits that Halloween-y vibe. And then over here as well, we've got soul sand with the bone, and you get that lighter blue fog. And then just to finish off the section, we'll go in here and we'll see the crimson forest as well, which again uses that red fog, not too different from the standard Nether, to give us that real feel as we go around. Okay, I think this is quite a strong section for the pack that we've got here. Let's find a fortress. And so then into the fortress area we are, and I have to say, I don't like the fortress bricks or the Nether bricks. I think they look very bad. They're a little bit too similar to lava. Like, look at that. That all bleeds into each other, nothing standing out as prominent, so not the strongest effect here for me. The lava, the netherrack, and the nether bricks don't really work that great next to each other. We've got the wither skeleton here, which is just a skeleton with a more prominent pumpkin head. I was trying to have a look at this, and so the skeleton does have like a half pumpkin-y side to the top of his head, but it's not really the effect they're looking for there either. But they've got a more prominent one in the wither skeleton. It's still too basic though. Like, 830 mine tokens is a lot to ask here. The magma cubes have defaulted back to vanilla due to a slight change that was made that hasn't been updated. And if we come around here, we're going to see a blaze here as well with, again, that pumpkin face. I've learned I don't care too much about pumpkin as a theme. And while it's fine because that's the name of the pack, you would expect it, doesn't necessarily mean I like it. I would have needed to see a lot more pumpkin faces going around here for it to work. Let's go now and just get the wither out here. So yada yada yada, and then put that one down like so. Now how is this wither gonna look? Immediately I'm seeing pumpkin colors. The two side heads look like they've got pumpkins on them. Boom. Okay, so we got some orange on there. It fits theme, it fits brand. I mean, it's better than doing nothing, I guess. Like, even there, I would have liked to have seen some different faces on the pumpkin face. This guy is whirling around like crazy. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just disappointed, I guess. Just disappointed, expected more, not a big fan. So many different words to use there. Let's head to the end, and let's see what the Ender Dragon and Enderman look like. And into the end we go. We get this very, very ugly end stone. I'm not going to hide that. It is very ugly as an end stone. Let's get up the top here. Now, the obsidian being red gives it a real bright feeling here in the end. It's also quite a prominent yellow as well. It's not your dark and dirty yellow. It's a dark and patchy yellow. But it feels very bright here. Almost like there's a sun. Weird. Okay. And as we come around, so the Enderman has got... Some of these pumpkins are questionable for pumpkins, by the way. They are very much just a skin condition. He's also got feet and hands on there as well. And then if we can get over here, we see the Ender Dragon. Now, I'd have put money on there being a pumpkin on this, but there isn't. We've got tattered wings. Oh, sorry. We've got tattered wings, black body, and then orange wings and underbody here as well. It's a good color combination. It's not the worst Ender Dragon I've ever seen. Okay. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. And aside from kind of the weird pumpkin head on the Enderman, I kind of like this section. I like how weirdly bright it is. I feel that is quite unique for an end. We don't see that often, especially pre-vibrant visuals. Let's head to the ancient city now and let's see what the Warden looks like. And now then, we're in the ancient city. We're going to light it up. And okay, so first thing first that I'm noticing, a darker blue skulk than I'm used to seeing. Quite nice. I like the darker colors. That's cool. But then over here on the reinforced deep slate, which is something that obviously you're not going to be able to use too much, but the cooler ice blue that you get here, really nice. It feels quite cool, quite sleek, very nice on that. Very small detail, but I do like that. Over here though, we've got with the wall blocks, for instance, very prominent weird designs. I'm a fan of this dark blue though. I think this dark blue looks really nice. So I'm going to make a prediction for the Warden here. I haven't seen it, I promise. I think the Warden is going to look dark blue like the skulk, with a low effort pumpkin head. That is just my prediction here. As we see the soul lantern. Let's get the Warden out here and let's find out. Alright, so the Warden should be about to spawn. Okay, so it's not slightly as low effort of a pumpkin head as I thought that would be. But it's got the blue skulk on there. I was able to predict that. So that's cool. It's got some weird kind of like coppery elements to his feet. He's got like a pulsing heart, which also doubles as like the end of a chain as well. Okay. Fair dues. I mean, fair dues. It's on brand. It fits the theme, I guess. Let's go through over here. And what am I going to give this texture pack out of 10? Yes, my reviews are out of 10. And I say that for one simple reason. We're not going to be touching anywhere close to 10, let's be honest. So after the village, I was very much pushing a 2. I said that at the beginning, one of the lowest scores I could give. I was very much pushing a 2. Then after the ocean monument and after the trial chamber, I was starting to push up to a 4. The armory knocked me back down to a 3 again. But then I saw the nether. I kind of liked the ambience to it. I kind of liked the brightness to the end. And I kind of liked the blue skulk, and I wasn't completely let down by the Warden either. So I think in order of being fair, I'm gonna go for, I nearly pressed 5, I'm gonna go for a 4 out of 10. I think a 4 out of 10 is fair. Now, it's not particularly my favorite art style. I feel like there's a lot of blur. I feel like there's a lot of pixelization. I'm very vocal that I don't like that. I also don't particularly like the pumpkins, but it is in the name. And sometimes you do have to go, if you've bought this pack, you're expecting there to be pumpkins. I feel like there's too many pumpkins, and I also feel like there isn't enough vast array of pumpkins. It's all kind of the samey, so it gets a bit boring. But you kind of come to expect that. So I can't mark it down too much for that. There are some elements here that I like, and I'm thinking I did Azure PvP recently. I gave that a 3 out of 10. There's more here that I like than I liked in Azure. So I think a 4 out of 10 is fair. I mean, once we're going down to 3s and 4s, it very much doesn't make too much of a difference. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 10. And if we head over to the texture pack review database, we can see that a 4.0 rating puts the Pumpkin Halloween texture pack by Giggle Block Studios in the same company as Stone Age by Polymaps, Ultra Realism by Kubo Studios, Modern Realism X128/X64 by GOE Craft, and even Pure BD Craft by BD Craft. If we search just for Giggle Block Studios texture packs and see every pack that I've reviewed from this studio, we can see that the Pumpkin Halloween texture pack is as close to middle of the run as you can get. It's better than Vanilla 8X, Heatwave, and even Seasons, but it's some way off of Inked, Wooden, and Film Noir, all sitting quite higher. In the comment sections of the Inked texture pack and the Film Noir texture pack, Giggle Block Studios have also confirmed that they are bringing updates to those packs in the near future. So be ready to check those out, and hopefully they'll keep their high score. And there we have it. Thank you for checking out today's texture pack review. Please drop a comment with your review of the pack. I love to read what you guys are all thinking, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. If you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button today as well and help the channel grow. I'll see you guys in the next video.